Hi, in this video, we're going to take a look at discounts and promotions in Shopware 6 together. Afterwards, you'll be able to use it to generate coupon codes, for example, which you can then give to your customers or send out in a newsletter. There are many different possibilities there. But you can also, of course, specifically, run promotions in your storefront to then increase your sales. And exactly, I'd say for this we'll go straight into the administration. There I can show you everything in detail. Once in the administration, we can of course get started right away and just click on the menu item marketing on the left side. There we'll find promotions as a submenu and we can just select that. Here we find, typical for Shopware, first an overview of all our promotions already existing in the shop, and we can add new promotions at the top. That's nothing unusual at first if you've already dealt with the Shopware administration. We can edit, duplicate, or delete the existing ones here via the three dots and, as I said, simply add new ones via the blue button. Then we're first asked to enter a name. I'm not that creative right now, but I'll just type something in here quickly. To the right of that, we have the priority of our promotion. In this case, I'd say, for example, hey, this one should come before all the others. If you've already created several in the shop, then you'd more or less rank them with this, so that's how you can imagine it. Then we always have a time period here that we can specify. So we can say from to, and if we don't select anything, then the discount promotion would actually always be valid. Then we can say how often the promotion can be used, so in total, and then how often per user, right? So can a user, for example, order the same product several times with the same discount, or should that only work once? That would be done through this. If we also leave that empty, the point here would be that it would simply always be possible and always valid. At the bottom, we can then activate the promotion, and when we save, we get more menu items because our promotion must first be created, so that further rules, attributes, and so on can then be added to it. At the bottom, we also find the promotion codes right away. And here, it's initially selected that none are required at all. That means the discount would simply apply according to rule XY. You can define that however you want. And the customer doesn't have to enter an additional discount code for it. If we click on Fix Promotion Code here, we could enter something now and all customers can use this one code. Then there are the individual codes. That's something that people often send out by a newsletter. For example, right? There are various things or marketing instruments that you can use. Here I could just say, generate new codes. I can say, hey, I want to have a prefix with a code length and then a suffix. You can define this however you'd like. You can also use a completely custom pattern. It's very important to know here that with %d, you can basically represent random numbers, right? So it's also explained a bit more here exactly how that works. And with %s, those would be letters. Now we'd have a preview here, for example, and I could just click on Generate Codes. I've already used that specific pattern before. So let's see about just entering another number after it, for example. Oops, I made a typo there. And now it gives a preview here as well. Now a number would appear at the end. I can click on Generate and then it works. We now get a complete overview here. I can use the codes now and distribute them to my customers or partners. And we can also see right away, hey, has it been redeemed yet? Which customer redeemed it? When was the code generated? And of course, I can also remove it here if I don't want it to exist. Yes, if we scroll up, we also see that another tab has been added for the conditions of our discount campaign. That means we can first determine which sales channels this should be active in. I could select this one here, for example, and then say we don't want the promotion to be applicable with others, for instance. And then I can also select a specific one, like the one I already created here earlier. Then the two wouldn't take effect in combination. Then there are the rules. In case you don't know how these are created in Shopware, it's all based on the rule builder. Feel free to check out the documentation article on that. You'll also find a corresponding video there. First, we have customer rules, meaning which customer is allowed to use it. Then we have shopping cart rules, so what the cart must fulfill so that the rule then applies, and thus the promotion for the customer. And then we have the order rules. There's something like, hey, is there a digital product present, for example? I can configure that however I want. Then just save it up here, and it'll be applied directly. At the very end, I have the option here to determine the discount itself. That means I click on Add Discount here and can then say, hey, the whole thing should be applied to the shopping cart, the shipping costs, or a set. I'll show you exactly what that means now. Shopping cart is relatively easy to explain. We can either say we have a fixed price that we want to deduct or a percentage amount. We've selected the percentage amount here, for example. Now I could enter 15, for example, and then 15% would be deducted in the cart. With fixed item price, we can then choose how much, like 15 euros in this case, is taken off the cart. Then shipping costs is actually exactly the same. We can specify these values here as well. So is it related to the item? Is it an absolute one, in percentages, and so on, relatively self-explanatory. And then we have a set as well. That means we can also say if we, for example, apply a discount to two products that we define as a set, exactly how the discount should apply to the items within that set. So, as you can see, you can go very deep here, and we can also add further discounts. This means we could also say, hey, this discount applies to product set A, but also to product set B. And you can create really great combinations with that, all without any programming knowledge. Once we're finished with our promotion, we can just click on Save and start using it right away. And depending on how we want to use it, communicate it to our customers, roll it out. And of course, use it to generate more sales in our online shop with Shopware 6. On that note, that's it for this video and for the promotions. I wish you a lot of success with your Shopware 6 project. Take care and bye.